Hey there, just past 20 and feeling the tug of relationships pulling you in every direction? Imagine cutting loose from four draining ties that hold you back and pouring energy into four powerhouse bonds that fuel your joy, backed by eye-opening psychology insights that could change your path forever. By 30, you'll glow with real connection. In our fast-swiping, social media-fueled world where loneliness hits hard despite constant chats, your 20s are the golden window to craft bonds that last. Research from Harvard's long-running study shows strong relationships/stress boost happiness and even add years to life, while pros like John Gottman highlight how healthy communication turns conflicts into closeness. Skip this wisdom, and you might face isolation or burnout. Embrace it and build a network that lifts you through life's twists. Let's ease in with the basics because spotting these pitfalls early prevents deeper heartache. The first of the four relationships you should never settle for is the one-sided friendship or romance where you're always giving and rarely getting back. You might brush it off as just being the supportive one in your circle, but psychology insights warn that unbalanced bonds erode self-worth. Spiking anxiety as you chase approval studies on young adults show this leads to emotional exhaustion, with over 40% regretting time wasted on takers. Think of that friend who only calls when they need a favor, leaving you drained. Experts say it's a subtle trap in your 20s when you're building identity, per therapists like those at Emory Counseling. To spot and sidestep, track interactions for a week. Do they check on you? Celebrate your wins? If not, set boundaries like saying no to constant venting without reciprocity and redirect energy to mutual vibes. This frees you up, fostering self-respect that draws better people, turning potential resentment into empowerment as you grow. Stepping up the stakes, never settle for a relationship riddled with constant drama or negativity, the kind that feels like an emotional roller coaster pulling you down. In your 20s, it's tempting to mistake intensity for passion, but insights from relationship gurus reveal this toxicity mimics addiction, flooding your brain with stress hormones like cortisol, heightening risks of depression. Data from youth. Gov flags disrespect and control as hallmarks of unhealthy ties that scar mental health long term. Picture dating someone who picks fights over nothing, leaving you second guessing. Real stories from Reddit threads show folks in their 30s regretting ignored red flags like jealousy or belittling. Break free by journaling patterns. Does joy outweigh chaos? Seek therapy for perspective, surround yourself with positive influences, and exit gracefully with support from trusted pals. Over time, you'll notice clearer thinking, lighter moods, making room for stability that nurtures your ambitions instead of sabotaging them. Now, ramping up the impact, steer clear of codependent dynamics where your happiness hinges on fixing or pleasing the other, a common 20s snare amid self-discovery. Psychologists note this stems from early attachments. Creating cycles of resentment and lost identity research links it to higher substance use as coping, per Insight Recovery. For example, staying with a partner who relies on you for everything, blurring boundaries until you forget your own goals. Women in their 20s often fall into this by over-apologizing or self-criticizing as shared in medium pieces. To avoid, cultivate solo hobbies, affirm your needs in talks, and if needed, pause to rebuild. Independence therapy apps like BetterHelp can guide. This shift builds resilience, turning vulnerability into strength for balanced love ahead. The fourth and most profound to never settle for is an abusive or manipulative bond, whether emotional, verbal, or physical, as it chips away at your core in ways that echo for years. Insights from Psychology Today, stress recognizing toxicity Early constant criticism or isolation tactics damage self-esteem, with studies showing teens and young adults in such times face lasting health woes like chronic stress. Imagine a romance starting sweet but turning controlling, like monitoring your phone. NIJ research on transitions to adulthood reveals abuse often escalates subtly, leading to isolation. Protect yourself. Learn signs via resources like your Tango lists, confide in a hotline or counselor, and prioritize safety and exits. Building a support net now prevents deeper scars, paving for trust in future connections. Flipping to the 4 bonds you must nurture daily, starting with the foundational. Cherish deep friendships that offer laughter and real talk, a lifeline in your shifting 20s. While avoiding drains grounds you, nurturing pals boosts emotional health. CNBC's Millennial Therapist lists old friends as key for support, with benefits like reduced loneliness per Harvard ties. Recall college buddies evolving into confidants. Channel Kindness Notes 20s friendships grow intimate, fostering belonging. Make it happen. Schedule weekly catch-ups. Share vulnerabilities. Join activities like hikes over months. You'll feel anchored, with studies showing such bonds enhance resilience against stress. Layering on that, nurture family ties, even if imperfect, for roots that steady you amid independence. Psychology of Your 20s podcast warns against sidelining kin for romance, as warm sibling bonds predict less anxiety later, per NPR findings. Think planning game nights with parents or calls to siblings. Child focus highlights family lowers depression risks, building self-esteem. Daily steps, express gratitude via text, listen actively, forgive past hiccups. This compound into a safety net, turning potential regrets into cherished support as life unfolds. Upping the game, seek out mentors or parental figures for guidance that propels your growth. Think eternity urges vital 20s relationships like pros who offer wisdom. CNBC echoes investing in mentors for career and life boosts. Examples: a boss sharing tips or an older friend advising. Secure attachments. Here, foster confidence per Psychology Today. Nurture by asking questions, showing appreciation, meeting regularly. This yields clarity, opening doors to opportunities while modeling healthy dynamics for your own future roles. Finally, the most transformative bond to nurture is with yourself, through self-compassion and growth that underpins all others. Insights from medium stress, serious self-relationships in 20s matter for facing issues head-on. Romer's therapy notes independence ensures satisfaction in partnerships. Picture daily affirmations or solo adventures. Darling Psychology links self-bonds to resilience against changes. Commit. Journal gratitudes, set personal goals, practice mindfulness that yields highest returns, turning your 20s into a foundation of authentic fulfillment. In wrapping up, dodge one-sided drains, dramatic toxicities, codependent traps, and abusive harms. These shield your heart while tending friendships, family, mentors, and self daily weaves a web of joy, all from revealed insights. If this lights a spark, nurture one bond today, your future self smiles. Subscribe for more connection gems like this vid. Share your key relationship below. Let's thrive together.